I love this man. I don't care who knows it, and I'm not just saying because he's on the phone line about to join us. We Own This City airs Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on HBO and HBO Max. You can catch a new episode tonight and the finale next Monday. If there's anybody who's built for acting in a show about the city of Baltimore and written by David Simon, who, as we know, is an expert on that city, it's this man. And I say that even though he plays a real rat bastard on this program. He is our friend on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line, Josh Charles. How are you, Josh? How's that for an intro?
Just you had me giggling, the Rich Garcia intro. Oh, God, that brings back some real memories. You know what really, I don't know if we talked about this on your show before. You know what really pissed people in Baltimore off about that?
About the Jeffrey Maier? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I mean, and yes, and I could say this to you. I think maybe as some time and distance has gone by, we can look at it. Clearly, that was interference, right?
Yes.
Umpires make mistakes.
Yes.
Garcia was right there. If you listen to John Miller's call, if you go back and listen to John Miller's call on the radio, John Miller, yes, he has the monitor in front of him, but from the booth, calls it immediately. Right? Immediately what happened, yet Richie Garcia, who's 5 feet from Tony Tarasco, misses it. That's bad enough. Could have changed the dynamic of that series. We had a great team that year. But what really pissed people off was the next game back in Baltimore. This mofo was out there signing autographs on the third base side. And that did not sit well with people. You know,
you're referring to a child as that, and I appreciate you cleaning it up. No, I remember what upset me as a Yankee fan, Josh, was how he was put as on the back and front pages, Jeffrey Maier, as a hero, and it's just like no. I was upset about that. And by the way,
no, wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you. No, I'm not talking that he was there signing off. I'm saying Rich Garcia was signing autographs pre-game.
I haven't heard that.
Yes. On the third baseline. That's why I'm not Mayor, whatever his deal is. I could care less about him. I really could. I'm talking about Rich Garcia. You blew a call that changed the game, potentially had a great effect on a series, and you're in the hometown of the team that you blew it for, signing autographs for Yankees fans pregame, smiling and yupping it up. No, he lost me then. No, hate that guy.
Dude,
absolutely hate him.
And by the way, as for the John Miller call, and Orioles fans know John Miller before John even did Sunday Night Baseball and now the voice of the Giants in San Francisco. The best. Honestly, he is up there in my mind with Vince Scully. And that call that you're referring to, if anybody can go Google it, it is perfection. He's just like a fan leans, I'm paraphrasing it, the fan leans over and interferes with it and makes a catch, and they're calling it a home run. That's what he said in real time.
He leaned over. He stole the ball from Tony Tarasco. The fan lead. I mean, he called it right.
And they're calling it a home run. It really was. And by the way, I think he was doing that game for ESPN Radio. That wasn't a local homer call, if I'm not mistaken. Because
really? Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. I don't really remember that.
He's the best.
That would surprise me, but it's possible. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? You know, listen. We've got some nice young bucks coming up in the Orioles. It's a new time. I miss Buck dearly, living here in New York and watching what he's doing with the Mets, and feel so jealous of all those fans that get to suck up all that Buck energy. You hear his quote about he changed his Waze or whatever it was, or GPS in his car.
Oh, I forgot to ask him that question. Right?
It had a British accent. And he said it sounded too smug and annoying, so he changed it to what was it? Was it Cookie Monster or something like that? He changed it to something else where it's like, how can you be mad at this?
I love that guy. I do, too. And it's interesting, Josh Charles, that, again, you're such a mild-mannered, normal dude. Though the Baltimore Yankee hate still is there. I saw this on Twitter this weekend, as a matter of fact, that, again, Adley Rutschman, one of those new Orioles that you're talking about, young Orioles, getting the number 35. Buster Olney of ESPN talking about how that's just a reminder that the Orioles still have not retired the number of Hall of Famer Mike Mussina. We have the tweet up on the screen right now, Josh. It says, I have no problem with them, meaning the Orioles, not retiring Mussina's 35. Let the Yankees retire his damn number, says Josh Charles. Look at you, man.
Show me the lie. Show me the lie. Show me what's not truthful about that. I stand by that 100%. Listen, we can criticize the Orioles organization, for a lot of mistakes they've made along the way. We've had some good years. There's been a lot. This is not one of them at all, in any way, shape, or form. The dude, when he got in the Hall of Fame, what hat was he wearing?
Well, maybe somebody paid him. I don't know. I got
He was wearing a New York Yankees hat. So let the damn Yankees then. Let your best buddy, the Yankees, who you went, off and you left us for. Go. Let them put you in the Ring of Honor.
No, and I know you're a Broadway actor and you've trotted the boards, but I assume when you put "damn" in front of Yankees, you're not referring to the play in the musical, right? You're just
no. And by the way,
yes,
it's weird now, and I don't know. I say this not because you're my good friend, but it's true.
Yes.
My hatred of the Yankees has dissipated slightly. It's weird. I need it back, and maybe part of it's just been the lack of a real rivalry. We just get stomped by you guys almost every time we play you.
No.
Maybe that'll change. But my hatred has now shifted towards the Red Sox. I really don't like the Red Sox.
What have we done to you, Josh?
Oh, now the masshole's been triggered. He was about to jump in.
I thought we were friends with our hatred of the Yankees.
He was about to jump in with you by saying the reason why you don't hate the Yankees is because they haven't won anything in a long time. He was about to jump in saying that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, no, here's the thing.
Yes.
The reason the Red Sox bother me is because growing up and going to games in Baltimore, there were always Yankee fans there. Even when they weren't great or whatever, they would come down to Baltimore. Not quite as much as once Camden opened, which was a sight for everybody to see.
Yes.
And I would say until the Red Sox started winning, there was never any Red Sox fans that came down to Baltimore. Now they win a World Series. When I rooted for them in that series, I was happy they won that series. But they've blown all of my goodwill over the years by just their fans coming down acting like they've been there the whole time. When you're not, you front running, you jumping up once the team started playing well. You weren't here and you weren't there when they weren't coming to Baltimore.
Get out of here. Go back up the Amtrak is what he's saying. Go take your Acela and go home. That's
Come on, man. Go back up there, man.
It's very good Baltimore accent. Josh Charles, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. I'll stop that conversation before Brockman gets even more pissed off.
I know. Come on, Chris. You know I'm just messing.
I know. I'm just like I'm more fired up about the basketball right now. Hey, Josh, it's May still, right?
Oh,
it's
God,
May
stop
still?
it. Who cares?
It's May still?
Who cares? The Yankees got off to a great start.
That's the series you got yourself in. I'm actually, what I'm excited about right now is I'm excited about some Canadian playoff provincial hatred hockey. This Calgary Edmonton series has got me all worked up. I love it. I'm here for Canadians fighting each other. I love it, man. McDavid to Kane all day long. That was a sick game last night. McDavid's on another level, man.
He is. Level. You can't knock him off the puck. You can't.
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. You cannot knock him off the puck.
I love hockey. You know what? My love for hockey in the playoffs just starts growing so deeply every year.
A beard.
And I have to have some teams in New York for my kids. So I root for the Rangers. I root for the Knicks. Anyway, I started watching that game and I go, how come the Baltimore, I'm such a homer, but how come we never had a hockey team? I mean, we did when I was growing up. We had these minor leagues. We had the Skipjacks, right? We had the Bandits. And you know who the final coach of the Skipjacks was in 1992-93?
Who's that?
Barry Trotz.
Oh, how about that?
So the Skipjacks were fun. I used to go watch a lot of games. One year they were actually pretty good. I think it was 84, 85. Maybe they went to the finals. I can't remember. But usually they weren't that great. But it was fun to go. And I started reading this amazing article. I think it was in Vice about how Baltimore almost had a hockey team. In that first expansion, that we were very close, and it was all about the stadium that sort of kept it up. And I think L.A. maybe got it or something. No, it was like Pittsburgh and that squad. Then we lost the second round a few years later in the 70s when they expanded again. And it was just this whole article about how close we were, and now it'll never happen because of Washington. But it bums me out because I love hockey. There is nothing like playoff hockey to me. Nothing. Love it.
It is intense, no doubt about it. Josh Charles, We Own the City on HBO. We'll talk about that in a second. Before we do, Josh, so you were in Las Vegas. You announced the draft choice for the Baltimore Ravens. Where were you when Ed Marinaro was going over his life story? Opened residency in Las Vegas for the Vikings. Where were you when that happened that night?
I was backstage talking to Taron Killam oh my God, I'm drawing a mental blank right now.
The commissioner?
No. Yeah, well, I was talking to the commissioner. I was talking to Taron and and we were just shooting the crap backstage. I missed the whole thing. And I was like, Derek Waters. I'm sorry, my friend Derek Waters of Drunk History. The two of them were together, and they're both friends, and we were all just sort of rapping. So I missed it. I saw him talking, and then he was backstage, and I had no idea until I got home later. But I will tell you this very funny story that I told to a local sports show in Baltimore, but I didn't say who pulled the trick on me.
Yes.
But I feel like since it's your show, we can do this now.
Okay.
So backstage, before I get on, I'm excited about it. You know how big of a Ravens fan I am. It was a chance for me and Sophie, my wife, who you hung out with. We got to just go and be away from the kids for 2 days. And I get out there, and the one thing I'm nervous about as an actress, I'm like, don't give me one of these freaking crazy names, and I've got like 10 seconds to memorize this because I'm going to make a giant ass out of myself, and I can't do that. So I go in, I say, I want to say hi. You want to say hi to the commissioner? I was like, yeah. So I go in. I met Mr. Goodell before in Baltimore once, and I'm talking to him, and I say, hey, I'm a little nervous just about that I might get this name, that I might get one of these weird names from Nigeria. I don't know. Like, I'm just scared, and I don't have a lot of time. He's like, well, they probably have your pick already. And he comes out, and he goes to the table around the back of his little tent, and he's like, you got the pick now for the Ravens? Just hand it to me, hand me the card. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense. They have it all in advance. And he hands me the card, and it's this name that I literally, like, my heart dropped. I looked at it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is like, there's no way I know how to say this name. And my heart's beating, and I'm about to go on stage. And I just look up, and they're all just bust out laughing. It was a total practical joke on me.
How many syllables was the name, the fake name on the card that Goodell handed you?
Like, let's just say, like, Femi Ayembandejo was nothing on whatever he handed me. It was like, I would have failed this so bad, and it would have been like, I would have saved Marinara because it probably would have been like, God, did you see that one actor up there bastardize that poor kid's name? But they just had a good laugh at my expense. And it was really funny, actually. It loosened me up. And then I actually got the card. And I was like, Travis Jones, I can live with that.
That's right. And by the way, and then, of course, once you're out of the crucible of being on the spot to name this, you're probably going back like, that there's no predetermination of draft choices. Like, he doesn't have a card ready of the name, like that's... he totally pulled your leg. That's fantastic.
But they do. So backstage, maybe you're right, but it seemed like backstage.
They're all templates. They have cards. It's the Baltimore Ravens select, and then there's a fill in the blank for the number, and then the fill in the blank for the name. That's it. They have the same.
No, I know. I'm saying, but it seemed to me plausible. They're coming from somewhere.
Right.
So since we were just about to go on stage, there's everybody by the side of his tent, and they've got all the cards. He gets one. Why would I think that okay, the pick just came in. Everything's a little ahead of time back there. I was like, all right, I guess it's possible. Anyway, he got me. It was a good joke. It was a good laugh.
Fantastic. All right, Josh Charles, we own this city. Was that, hey, we want to do it. You want to do a show. You're playing a bad cop in a David Simon show about Baltimore on HBO. They probably had you at hello on that front, Josh?
Pretty much. I knew the story pretty well. Justin Fenton, who's the crime reporter for the Sun now. He's at the Baltimore Banner. So I had followed his reporting. Justin, big Oriole fan, by the way. I had followed his reporting. I follow him on Twitter and actually befriended him during the Freddie Gray uprising in Baltimore. And him and I, struck up a friendship because I said, man, what a hard job you're doing every day. I'm just reading your articles. So when I started reading these stories, I was like, this is definitely a film. This is definitely a TV show. So, who better to make it than David and George? They know the world so well. So I knew it pretty intimately, and I was very excited to be a part of it. It's not a very pleasant story, obviously. There's a lot of great things about Baltimore. This is not one of them, but it's an important story, and I was telling it with really great people. And so, yeah, to be a part of it was something I was really excited about. In terms of being a bad cop, it's not a show just about bad cops.
Right.
Obviously, there's good cops that are getting the bad cops. There's DOJ investigators. There's, the feds. There's all these. There's good cops that are doing the right thing, And then there's these group of guys. So the majority of the guys, all the guys in the Gun Trace Task Force are in prison right now. So they're all pretty much technically quote unquote bad cops. But when you're playing the guy, you got to jump into it, and someone who's bad doesn't always look at themselves that way, right? So you have to get into their shoes. And the guy I played is actually from Baltimore proper. He's the one member of the task force who's from Highlandtown, which if you know Baltimore, it's like that's real right in the city, Baltimore. So that for me, being from the city, knowing that area, I felt a real sense of responsibility of just making sure I nailed the guy's tone, his voice, and just the way he was, and tried my hardest to do that. And because, as I told people, I think I was talking to a critic or something in an interview recently, and I said, no offense to you, I was like, but you're the last person I cared about. It's really like my cousin, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It's gonna, these are the people that I need to be like, yeah, all right, he did it right. So that was part of my job, and I tried to take it as seriously as I could.
And we had John Bernthal on, I think, last month, 2 months ago. He's phenomenal. That guy's amazing.
He's great. He's a great actor, good guy. He's a real athlete, so he brings that mentality to work. Johnny's a boxer and baseball player, and he's got like real athletic point of view, and that's how he comes. He comes to work that way, and he's got that kind of level of just intensity and passion. He's very committed actor, and he's not from Baltimore, but he is from DC area, so he knows the area well. And it was a lot of fun working with him and the other guys, with Daryl and McKinley and Jamie. I didn't have as much to do with Jamie, but just getting to hang out with those guys. It was a special experience to be home, certainly.
We Own This City tonight, a new episode at 9 Eastern on HBO and HBO Max. The finale's next Monday. Josh, you were the man. It was great seeing you in Vegas. By the way, if there's anybody that needs to capture that I need to capture footage of the Blue Man Group as they join me on the set in the middle of a 19-hour broadcast, you're that guy. Honestly, fantastic. There it is. We're showing it right here. Well done. You got the whole thing. You got it.
The amazing thing was Vegas was such a blur, Rich. I went to go send that to you and Pete again, and I realized, I already sent it to you guys. I was like, I already had it. I was like, I went to click it, and I was like, oh, no, I have it. I did this already. You did. I got that nice close-up of the guy when he came to my camera. He's like, you could tell he was just like, am I on camera? Am I not on camera? Am I still performing here? Or is this guy, can I give this guy a wink?
By the way, as you were saying that's exactly the part of the video that came. It's like you were looking at it.
He just looked at me. He was like, wait a second. I kind of know you, but I got to still commit to this because there's other cameras on me. I don't know. It was fun. I'll tell you what, watching you do your thing, it's fun. You guys were so cool, and Charles and Daniel and Pete, just great people. That's because I tell you what, people asking me, how was the draft? Like, I think the draft can be kind of boring as a fan, honestly. I mean, the Ravens, it was exciting. In the fourth round, we had the 6 picks. But by and large, just sitting around and just watching you guys just do it and nonstop and just endless, and have to have all that information at your fingertips and stay smooth and stay connected. Very impressive. Always impressed with your work, my man.
You too,
and,
bud.
Always good to see you. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Right? Yeah. Well, I'll text you when we're finally out of the Emmys, and if you're around, join our post-Emmy.
By the way, Mazel Tov. That's fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Well
Appreciate
deserved.
that. Thanks.
And I'm so happy for you, Rich. Always good to talk to you.
Same
all right,
here.
Chris. I'm sorry. No hard feelings.
Josh, it's all good.
Yeah, Suze's already in town and definitely wants to see you. So let's do it.
Much love.
Hope to see you tomorrow.
Thank you. There you go. That's Josh Charles, everybody. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.